Welcome to Mr. Richardson's Neighborhood, everybody. Today we're going to be making some good old spaghetti. That's right. Nothing is better than a nice, hot plate of spaghetti with a lot of meat in it. And speaking of meat, what we're going to use today is some hot Italian sausages. We're going to throw that up in there. We're also going to use some, I got some 80-20, 80% lean, 20% fat. Good old ground beef. Oh yeah, look how pretty that beef is. Oh yeah. So we're going to do that. But first we're going to start. I'm going to cut these up. Peppers, onions. I'm going to saute them in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. And start, getting them withered down a little bit, not too much. Then after that, I'm going to add my meat. And we're going to be off to the races. So I'm going to cut these up. Be back in a jiffy. Bam! Those babies are pretty. I wish you guys could taste how sweet those peppers are. I mean, they're literally sweet. Like, I could have ate one like an apple. That's how good they are. So I'm going to get my pan. This is already been olive oiled up over there. Actually, I was low on the olive oil. Didn't have any really. So we're just going to saute them in a little bit of butter. Not too much. You'll know when it's ready to go, when it's hot enough. And that's what we do. Bang. So now we're going to add the peppers and onions that we just chopped. And again, like, we're not going to cook them up until like they're withered, like if it's going to be like on a cheese steak or something. Just enough to cook them down a little bit to add some extra flavor. Doesn't that look nice too, that color? I'm telling you, those red and yellow peppers are so sweet. Yeah, we're going to add our meat in here in a little bit. Once this cooks down a little bit, add our meat and then be good to go. Be back. All right. Yeah, so that's sweating down, looking good just like I wanted. Now we're going to take some of this 80-20 ground beef. You ever go to the supermarket and like you see the ground beef is like beautiful and red on the outside, then you open it up and like in the middle of the meat it's almost like a brownish color, like they put fresh meat on top of meat that's not so fresh? Look at this meat. Look how beautiful it is. Look on the inside of it, all the way through, red. Bang, ging, 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 ging. So what we're going to do, we're going to add our ground beef in there. We're going to add our ground beef. I like a lot of meat in my spaghetti. So I'm going to add a healthy amount of this ground beef. And what I'm going to do is stir that in. I'm going to stir that in with the, the vegetables that I have. And we're going to make it happen. Yeah, so now what you want to do is you just want to give it a little flip. Get all your vegetables in there covered in that meat. That way it's going to be the flavor of whatever vegetables you have in there all the way through. I'm just going to turn it, make sure all my vegetables get in there real good. So it gets all that vegetable flavor in there. All right. Making spaghetti. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. So while my meat is going, I went ahead and added my sausages on. These are hot Italian sausages. I figured since I usually put a little bit, I used to go overboard, but I'm only going to put a little bit of sugar in my spaghetti sauce. That way, it's really the reason you're supposed to put sugar in spaghetti is because it cuts the acidity of the tomatoes. That way you don't have, a lot of heartburn. But don't overdo it because you don't want to make candied spaghetti. So what I'm going to do here, so I got the sausages going, the Italian sausages. You're going to get a nice little sear on them. You want to make sure that you cook them all the way through. Chef Boy R. Richardson. So you want to make sure you get a nice little sear on them. They don't take that long to cook. And then they're going to go in the sauce anyway, so they're going to cook even more. So I'm going to add, this is what I'm going to add to my meat. Some salt action, a little bit of salt, not too much. A little bit of salt. I already put pepper in the vegetables, so I don't need to do that. I'm going to add some garlic seasoning or garlic powder. whichever you prefer to call it. I'm gonna add that in there. Bang, 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 bang. Then I'm gonna add some parsley, little parsley flakes. Bang, 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 bang. And then some good old Italian seasoning. I'm gonna add some Italian seasoning. You can go heavy with the Italian seasoning. It's all right. I mean, hey, we are making an Italian dish, right? Spaghetti. Yeah. All right. Then I'm gonna stir that up some more. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's browning. It's coming together. It's coming together. It's coming together. Mix all of that up. Get all of them flavors going. Make sure all your peppers and onions are getting up in that meat, getting that flavor off that meat. Because once this is brown, see, this is the way I do my sauce now. Once this is brown, my sauce is going right in this pan with everything. I'm not even gonna drain anything because I want all of that flavor in my sauce. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I shall be back. Sausages is getting right. Oh yeah. Spaghetti. We shall be back.